Falling in love feels old school because deep in the ocean, some creatures don't just date or marry, they become each other permanently, sharing the same body, the same blood, the same organ, and everything in between. This is the ocean's most extreme love story. Welcome to Dating in the Deep, the world's worst dating show where the water's cold, the pressure's high, and the commitment is extreme. Today's contestant is the anglerfish, a species characterized with a glowing lure on his head, mouth full of teeth, and a body that looks like it was assembled after a long night of drinking. Now, if you're anything like me, you probably foresaw an anglerfish in the Finding Memo. Remember that terrifying scene where Merlin and Dory encountered that monster with the glowing lure? Yeah, I thought the thing was pure fiction. But it wasn't until recently that I discovered these creatures are real when the Black Sea Devil, a deep sea anglerfish, was spotted swimming near the ocean surface, and the internet completely lost its mind. Because these fish live in the deep sea. We're talking 1000 to 4000 meters down, where the pressure could crush you like a soda can and it's colder than your ex's heart. They're built for abyss. So when they pop up near the surface where the water is warm and the pressure is basically non-existent, that's a death sentence. It's like a human deciding to casually stroll on the moon without a spacesuit. Now, before we get into this fish's extreme dating style, it's important to note that there are over 200 species of anglerfish, and not all of them are equally extremist in love. The ones we are focusing on today are the deep sea anglerfish, or Ceratioidei. They live in the most inhospitable part of the ocean, the midnight zone. Down there, sunlight never reaches, the water is near freezing, the pressure is strong enough to crush most submarines. The food is so scarce that every meal feels like winning the lottery. Alright, let's meet our contestants in this deep sea dating disaster. First up, the female anglerfish. She's the star of the show. She's big, she's scary, she's got a glowing lure dangling from her head, a mouthful of teeth, and zero patience for your nonsense. This lure, it's basically nature's version of a fishing rod with a built-in LED, which produces light using the bioluminescent bacteria living inside the bulb. This light pulls curious animals closer, while the anglerfish's actual face stays hidden in the darkness. You don't see teeth, you don't see danger, you just see the light, and by the time you realize what you're swimming toward, it's already too late. Now, the male. Oh boy, where do I even start? Imagine showing up to a date and you're the size of a USB stick. That's him. We're talking anywhere from 6mm to a few centimeters, while the female can be up to 60 times larger. If humans had the size difference, a 5'6" woman would be dating someone who is only 1.1 inches tall. He would need a ladder to hold her hand. But size isn't even his biggest problem. This dude can't hunt or feed himself, thanks to his underdeveloped jaws and a digestive system that stops working when he matures. He's extremely vulnerable and his only chance of survival is finding a female. So he's basically a swimming sperm packet, and honestly, that's exactly what he's about to become. So here's how it goes. The male anglerfish with his super sensitive nose can sniff out the pheromones released by female from miles away. And once he finally finds her, he doesn't flirt or ask her out. He simply bites her and never let go. This is where it gets weird. His bite releases enzymes that dissolve the skin at the contact point. Their tissues fuse together, their blood vessels connect, and they start sharing the same bloodstream. From that moment on, the male gets all of his nutrients directly from her bloodstream, and they become one organism forever. But here's the plot twist. The male pays everything for this relationship. Over time, his brain shrinks, his fins disappear, his organs waste away, even his eyes and other body parts slowly vanish, and he's reduced to nothing more than a testicle permanently attached to the female. Yup, he become a living sperm dispenser. Romantic, right? Now when the breeding time comes, the female releases her eggs, the male releases her sperm, and fertilization happens externally in the water. A single female anglerfish can release anywhere from 300,000 to 2.8 million eggs in one go. These eggs are packed inside a long, gelatinous ribbon that can be several meters long and awful in taste, which help protect the eggs from predators. These egg ribbons float upwards to the surface where the larva hatch, grows, and eventually descend back into the abyss to repeat the same horrifying cycle. Scientists politely call this mating strategy sexual parasitism with permanent attachment. I call it the reason I have trust issues. Now, before you panic and assume all anglerfishers are doing this, relax. Only 23 out of roughly 160 deep-sea anglerfish species take this relationship to such an extreme. Species like the spiny-head sea devil and the triple-wart sea devil are the main offenders, and in fact, a single female triple-wart sea devil can have up to 8 males attached to her at the same time. She's out here collecting males like Pokemon cards. Now here's the part that completely blows scientists' mind. For humans and most animals, if you try to fuse two bodies together, the immune system would go full Terminator and destroy the foreign tissue. That's why organ transplants require matching donors and lifelong medication. But deep-sea anglerfish, they don't have that problem. Their bodies don't reject the male, even though he's technically a foreign body. This is because they've heavily reduced immune systems, especially the part responsible for recognizing and attacking foreign tissue. So when the male attaches, the female treats him more like an extension of her own body, and they share a blood supply without the immune system freaking out. And this is huge for science. If we can figure out exactly how anglerfish suppress tissue rejection without dying from infections, we could revolutionize organ transplants. Imagine receiving a donated kidney without needing harsh immunosuppressant drugs for the rest of your life. We could improve skin grafts for burn victims. We could advance regenerative medicine, growing new tissues and organs that your body actually accepts instead of attacking. So these nightmare fishes might hold the key to solving some of the biggest challenges in the modern medicine. If you enjoyed this deep dive into this weirdest love story in the ocean, smash that like button, subscribe, and let me know in the comments what other deep sea creatures should we cover next.